Is infinite banking an investment? Thank you for watching Bright Horizon Wealth. We teach entrepreneurs and go-getters like you how to own their financial future with the concept of infinite banking. Please, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every Tuesday and Thursday we come out with brand new videos. Are you 100% sure you're going to have a great retirement, or do you have some doubts? So today's topic is infinite banking and investment. Now, to kick us off, people always ask, can I use infinite banking as an investment? And the answer is technically no, because it's not a securities product, and at the end of the day, it's a life insurance policy. But because it pays you a guaranteed compound interest, you may look at it as an investment. An investor generally prefers liquidity for his investments, safety of his funds, and minimization of risk with maximization of return. And infinite banking has it all. Moreover, once we get going, from the financial standpoint, we are no longer dependent on banks and financial institutions to finance our lifestyle because we can finance it ourselves. There are basically 5 fundamental characteristics of an investment. Number 1, return. Will it give me a good rate of return, preferably more than the inflation rate? Number 2, risk. Will I get a guaranteed rate of return untouched by the market volatility? Number 3, safety. How safe is it? Are there any chances for me to lose this money? Number 4, liquidity. Will I have the access to this money if I need it? Number 5, taxes. How much money can I save in taxes with this investment? One of our clients said, once we were introduced to investing, it really opened our eyes to creative ways of financing and how to use the power of leverage to make more money, which really got us into another level of finances because it just allowed us to get a better lifestyle. And that was amazing. And as we continued to grow throughout our financial journey, we kept learning all these amazing techniques on how we could become more in control of our finances. Now, let's examine them one by one. Number 1 is return. All investments are characterized by the expectations of a good return. In fact, investments are made with the primary objective of deriving a return. And a good solid whole life policy should give you a guaranteed compound interest for life. What I mean is, it should not fluctuate from year to year. We should also ask if we have a prospect of getting a dividend check at the end of the year. And inside a whole life policy, yes, it is a possibility. Number 2, risk. Risk is inherent in any investment. The risk may relate to loss of capital, delay in repayment of capital, no payment of interest, or variability of returns. While some investments like government securities and bank deposits are almost riskless, others are riskier. First of all, you know that when we talk about the infinite banking concept, we talk about a whole life insurance policy. Infinite banking is just a concept. A cash value whole life policy is the vehicle that drives infinite banking inside it. So, when you're investing your money inside a whole life policy, it's just like you're buying a CD from the bank, which does not involve any risk. Number 3, safety. The safety of an investment implies the certainty of return of capital without loss of money or time. Safety is another feature which investors desire from their investments. Every investor expects to get back their capital on maturity without loss and without delay. Let's compare your whole life policy with a bank CD once again. If you buy a 5-year bank CD, you know for sure that upon its maturity, you'll get all your money back. Here also in a whole life policy, if you go back to the company after 5 years and ask, how much money do I have in my account? The answer will be 100%. Number 4, liquidity. An investment which is easily saleable or marketable without any loss of money and without loss of time is said to possess liquidity. Some investments like company deposits, bank deposits, PO deposits, NSC, NSS, etc. are not marketable. Some investment instruments like preference shares and debentures are marketable, but there are no buyers in many cases and hence their liquidity is negligible. Equity shares of a company listed on stock exchanges are easily marketable through the stock exchange, and infinite banking solves this problem. Say for example you open the account with them today, in the very second month you'll have access to 60% of your money without any penalty. Number 5, taxes. You cannot talk about any investment without talking about taxes. And even with the so-called good investments, which boast for its tax-deferred status, you'll have to pay taxes on it in the later years, when you withdraw the money. But here, in a whole life policy, you can have access to your policy any time that you want without tax consequences. On top of it, when you retire, a whole life policy can supplement your retirement check tax-free. To learn more about it, please watch our 1-hour masterclass, which goes in detail there. Just click on the link below for the masterclass and you'll be there. Oh, by the way, did I tell you the most important factor about infinite banking that separates it from the crowd? Here you go. The secret of infinite banking can be summed up in 2 simple words: recapture and reinvest. Yes, instead of paying all that interest to those banks year after year, if you could recapture them and turn around and reinvest it inside your own family bank, it will bring you your financial freedom faster than anything else. So, to recap all the points that we talked so far, these are the 5 things which we primarily look for in an investment: return, risk, safety, liquidity, and taxes. And since infinite banking has it all on their good side and the death benefit comes as an extra perk, now it's up to you to decide if you want to look at it as an investment by asking if these are important for you: accessibility, control, flexibility, tax benefits, death benefit, and asset protection. Thank you for watching our video, and we hope that this information was helpful. Also, if you're worried about paying your debts and creating a source of perpetual passive income, we have a free book called Infinite Banking Secrets, where we share different ideas on how you can utilize your whole life insurance policy to achieve your financial freedom. So check out the link below and visit our masterclass. And if you're impatient like me, you can go ahead and book a one-on-one free consultation over Zoom. It's a pro bono service because we love to educate people like yourself, and you don't need to buy anything on the consultation. So book a free consultation with us by clicking the link below in the description. If you like this video, let us know by liking it and leaving a comment for us. Don't forget to share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notifications bell so that you can be notified when we upload new videos. And finally, make sure you own your tomorrow by converting your liabilities into assets.